Here are 4 quick tips on how to work effectively remotely. Number 1, plan your day. It seems pretty basic, but it really isn't. It's very easy working remotely to be distracted by TV, by radio, by your kid, by your wife, by needing something to eat, by an errand that you needed to run around the house. Plan your day. Make sure you address the big ticket items, the boulders. Don't focus on the sand. Get the big ticket items done. You'll feel a sense of accomplishment and start becoming more effective day in and day out when you learn to get things done and not be distracted. While it's true we need our me time, especially right now in this current unique time in our lives and in our society, it's still important to be able to work remotely effectively. But you can't really ignore the fact that you're now combining your home life with your work life. But for a lot of folks, you've probably gained 30, 40 minutes, an hour, maybe 2 or 3 hours in not having to commute to work or even having to commute to lunch. So you should have time to do the things that you need to do with your family, with your spouse, your significant other, and as well get your work done in an efficient manner. Planning your day can go a long way towards making that happen. Tip number 2, stay engaged. I don't know how often I get on a meeting and you can just tell that the other people are distracted, and frankly, over the course of the years, it happens to me as well. You have a lot of pressure, you have a lot of stress to get multiple competing priorities done at any given time, and you can become distracted. But you'll find using technology, forcing yourself to be engaged, to stay in the here and now. Let's face it, it's a gift, the here and now. That's why it's called the present. Use that time efficiently and effectively. Be in the moment. If you're on a meeting and you need to be in a meeting, there's a reason that you're there. Make that time effective for you and everyone with you on that call. And it shouldn't just be for you, although you can try to make it a personal goal to always have your webcam enabled when you're on a virtual meeting. Try to get the others that you're working with to do the same. You'll find that you all have a better chance of staying engaged in the meeting if you're all forced to be in the webcam, facing each other virtually, and acting as if you're in the same room together. Point number 3, your workstation setup. Take a look at my workstation. I've designed this over the course of the years to be solely purposed for me to get work done. I have pens and pencils. I have a place to put my coffee or my water. I have 2 screens that I have effectively set up so that I can work on my emails, my calendars, and whatever projects I'm working on. Typically, one of my screens is designed for sharing my screen in a virtual meeting, and the other is used for my private things that I don't want to share during those meetings. I have a charging station for my phone. I have fidget gadgets, spinners, and scrunchy balls. I have Bluetooth headset for my phone in case I get a call on my phone, and I have a wireless charging stand for my phone. Through the course of time, I've figured out some good equipment to use to do Bluetooth communication over a virtual meeting. I have a very inexpensive Bluetooth 5 Konambi headset that I'll send you the link for. I think that's a pretty low cost way to have decent audio quality. And I have a more effective Plantronics headset that I use religiously for my calls now that has been the best quality that I've been able to find over the course of 13 years. I swear by it. Having the right tools virtually helps keep you focused. It helps make you able to communicate with your coworkers and friends, frankly. The last point, the 4th point that I'd like to make, it's another basic thing. Just what are the basics of a virtual meeting? So first and foremost, in a virtual meeting, you need to arrive early. I know this is like a personal demon of mine. I have worked remotely long enough that my days are often back-to-back meetings, sometimes 6, 7, 8 hours straight of back-to-back meetings, sometimes only 30 minutes apart. and it's difficult to find a chance to have lunch or just take a break. But it is a good practice to join the meeting early, and when you do join the meeting, make sure to spend a moment to just say hello, to just offer up the personal touch, especially in these times. Just ask, how are you? How are you doing? Sometimes the most important part of the meeting is just hearing how the other person or people are doing. And in any case, it's a good way to break the ice and make it such that the rest of the meeting is a little bit easier to conduct because you've got that touch point with the other folks. When you're having virtual meetings, it's also important to remember who you're meeting with. Internal meetings, dress code is one thing. If you're meeting with customers, just remember, you represent the brand of your company. I have my Diabsolut shirt on. Dress for the audience, dress for the occasion, dress for success. So whomever you're meeting with, dress appropriately. Next, just be aware of your background and surroundings. Try to keep it simple. In today's day and age, we have offices, we have virtual offices in our homes, in our apartments. We can be in a very distracting environment. Kids, animals, things moving in the background, TVs on can be distracting in terms of noise for you and for everyone else on the call. Try to remember that what your background is important, and the surroundings that you're around. Try to have yourself in a quiet place if at all possible. Another point I like to try to make is to mute myself when I'm not talking on a meeting. It can make it a little bit difficult to respond, but I find that in a virtual meeting with 10, 20, 50, 100 people, if everyone mutes their microphone, at least the person who's speaking can be heard by everyone. If you follow rule number 2 and you stay engaged, you should have a very slight lag between being in a conversation and on mute and coming off of mute and contributing to the conversation in a rapid fashion. And when you are speaking on a virtual meeting, stay concise with your points. It's something I've been recently really striving towards doing. And in my younger days, I was so good at it, but now it's something I really strive. Be concise about what you're trying to say. So that's it. That's just 4 quick points today on how to effectively work remotely.